All right, thanks for still staying with us here on the AM show. So Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta says the country's transformation agenda to mitigate the dire effects of the COVID-19 pandemic on the economy is still on course. Presenting the 2021 mid-year budget review to Parliament on Thursday, Mr. Ofori-Atta noted the exchange rate, inflation rate and foreign direct investment have been stable amidst the pandemic. These successes chalked, he said, reveal that government is managing the finances of the country with discipline and competence. I want us to listen to him. When we come back, get ready to join us via Zoom. It is your conversation. After hearing from the Finance Minister, what do you have to say? So let's listen to him. We'll come back and announce how you can join us.
Mr. Speaker, I stand before this august House today to assure the nation that our transformation agenda is very much on course. However, with COVID-19 still with us, it is important to stress that the recovery is only the beginning, a beginning that requires our collective sense of responsibility and action as citizens to guide, protect, and participate in the recovery efforts. Mr. Speaker, this mid-year fiscal policy review that I'm presenting does not come with a supplementary budget, and our revised fiscal framework for 2021 is kept within the fiscal target of 9.5% of GDP. We are staying within the 2021 appropriation. Respectfully, Mr. Speaker, let me repeat. I'm not here today to ask for more money. I have not come. Mr. Speaker, I'm not here today to ask for more money. I have not come to ask for more taxes. I have come to update the House on the performance of the economy for the first half year of 2021 and our plans for the unexpired term of the year consistent with Section 28 of the PFM Act. We are strengthening the links between education and job market stakeholders. We are also revitalizing the skills development initiatives under Ghana Enterprises Agency, NEIP, YEA, and CODVET. We are also feverishly working on a scheme that enables the private sector to train new recruits entrants at a subsidized rates by government. Mr. Speaker, our intention of building an inferior nation is already known. We aim to empower our youth to be at ease and venture into businesses. The cleanup of the financial sector and the invigoration of the entrepreneurial ecosystem is expected to help remove the binding constraints of financing and market linkages for our daring youth. Our focus will remain on establishing a strong value system for entrepreneurship to flourish. Mr. Speaker, recognizing that more needs to be done, government is today announcing a 1 million jobs initiatives to aggressively respond to the needs of the country. This is to promote growth in SMEs, support new ventures, and stimulate innovation and startups. We are managing the finances of the country with discipline and competence. The fiscal operations for the period January to June 2021 indicate that the overall deficit was 22.32 billion Ghana cedis, equivalent to 5.1% of GDP. The corresponding primary balance for the period was a deficit of 7.3 billion cedis, equivalent to 1.7% of GDP, against a target of 4.8 billion Ghana cedis, or 1.1% of GDP. We will continue to pursue our fiscal consolidation agenda to ensure that we remain within the appropriation given by this august House. Mr. Speaker, I would like to note that notwithstanding our elevated debt levels as a result of COVID-19, our inflation rate is lower than it was in 2016. Our interest rates are lower than they were in 2016. Our exchange rate is more stable than it was in 2016. Our foreign exchange reserves are much higher than they were in 2016. And we did not have to lay off any workers, nor cancel teacher and nursing training allowances. Furthermore, We did not go to the IMF for a bailout program. Neither have we built an interchange for the price of three. This is because we have managed the economy much better than it was managed up to 2016. Let us, Mr. Speaker, not forget.
So obviously, after presenting that mid-year review, there were reactions. Let's take reactions from within Parliament itself. We will hear from Haruna Idrisu, we'll hear from James Kuche Avaji, and then Mr. Kweku Kwarteng. Here we go.
I'm not here to ask for money. Because you don't drink water from an empty calabash. So we can understand why he's not here to ask for money. No boards in place, no chief executives in place, no DCs in place. What will you ask for more money for? What will you ask for more money for, Mr. Speaker? But, Mr. Speaker, I only remind him that as for farmers who want fertilizer is seasonal. If you don't give them their fertilizer now, you lose the opportunity. So, Mr. Speaker, the tie is not in a haste for a dance that ensues the day. We will stand adjourned if that is the wish of the leader, so that tomorrow to Monday, we will comment and debate thoroughly on it. I'm very convinced that the minister spoke, and the hope of the president now is debt relief and debt forgiveness. That's their hope to rescue this economy. If there is debt relief and debt forgiveness is his only hope.
No, I am not impressed at all. In fact, this is not the first time that media review is done without asking for supplementary budget. This is not the first time. So my colleagues should not portray as if it's a novelty. This is not the first time. It's a media review. It's a requirement of the Public Financial Management Act that in July of each year, come and tell Ghanaians that the budget that I want to execute in the course of the year, this is how I have executed that budget so far. Am I on track? Am I off track? That should be the issue. So the issue for, I'm not asking for additional funding or additional expenditure, so I'm doing well. That is not the issue. And I'm surprised that my colleague, Kweku Kwarteng, is not comparing debt level with what is happening in other areas. What happened? Suddenly they have changed from comparing debt accumulated in Ghana over the years by previous government, previous president. Now, they know that they have lost the debate in that angle, and for that matter, they want to compare it with other Togo, Nigeria, Benin, Cote d'Ivoire, or whatever. I'm surprised. So I am not impressed at all. The city now, it's more than 6 cities. You know that? It used to be 5 something. Now it's 6 cities. So how stable is that? It is not stable. If you want to buy $1 now, you need 6 Ghana cedis, 30 pesos to be able to buy $1. So the rate is not stable. City is not strong. It's not strong. He should not be coming to tell us everything that we should accept it. Please, Ghanaians, the city is not strong. Revenues program for interventions that government intended to do before COVID came. At the time that you needed to borrow this to fill the gap, you also had additional responsibility to find additional money to contain expenditure that you had not even anticipated at the time you read the 2020 budget. The only remedy, as it has been for every single country across the world, was for the minister to borrow more. And that is why we have seen the rise in public debt. But when I look at the deficit figures for the first half of the year, and I see the government's management of the debt, I am clear that government is very sensitive to what has been happening, and that going forward, we're going to see a much slower debt accumulation. But for COVID, I am sure we will not be looking at these figures. And we should even put this in perspective. What has been the debt figures recorded across the globe? Across the globe, what has been the debt figures? And let's see whether Ghana's debt management performance has been good or has not been good. But I think I leave you with this. I see my brother here is going to speak to you. I leave you with this. For government to come and say they are not taking additional money, they are not imposing additional taxes, and yet all the major social intervention programs, the free SHS, planting for food and jobs, allowances to trainees, and all those many social interventions have been preserved, Ghanaians cannot have had a better day today, and we're grateful to government for that.
All right, so just some of the reactions from Parliament after that presentation. We will go on Zoom very shortly, but we've got some ground rules that we all need to respect. So first of all, you must wear a shirt. You must wear some clothing when you join us via Zoom. And then join in landscape mode. Mute your audio. Make sure you have enough light for us to see your face at least when you join us. So if we all understand these rules, let's take a listen to another revelation by the Finance Minister. He talked about an initiative dubbed 100 Cedis a Month Club. It will be launched sometime in August 12, and it will allow every Ghanaian, if you wish, to contribute towards the building of the cathedral. Let's listen to a bit of details.
Work on the National Cathedral is progressing speedily, and following the program of the contractors, and with God helping us, the National Cathedral is expected to be officially commissioned on March 6, 2024. Upon completion, the National Cathedral will provide a sacred space for formal religious activities of state and symbolize the enormous contribution of faith to nation building. Mr. Speaker, this state and church partnership envisaged by the President to develop the National Cathedral is on course. An initiative, the 100 Cedis a Month Club, also dubbed Kitwa Biarenswa, will be launched by the trustees of the National Cathedral on August 12, 2021, to give as many Ghanaians as possible the opportunity to be part of the history to build the National Cathedral. The aim of the club is to raise 1 million Ghanaians who will give 100 Cedis a month for the construction of the National Cathedral. A special short code 979 has been developed for this purpose. We look forward to Mr. Speaker and all the members of this august house joining the 100 Cedis a Month Club.
All right, so what do you say? Are you willing to contribute to the project? Let's do the phones now. Godfred is joining us from Apamanya. Good morning, Godfred. Hello, Godfred. Oh, I'm afraid I think we lost Godfred there. You can either give us a call or you can join our Zoom conversation. We have a number of friends joining us on Zoom. Just make sure that you're wearing some shirts at least when you do join us. And keep yourself muted until you hear that we've called you to speak. Get enough light so we can see you at least. Let's do some phone calls. Ernest is in Sogakofa. Good morning, Ernest.
Yeah, morning.
Yes, sir. So, what are your thoughts?
I think the budget is a scam. The people are thinking everything in the country. Situations are hard. Salary 4% increment. They've taken what they want. So if you come in like you are not asking for any money again, I don't know what he means by that. They are going to increase well within the next unit. And that's how they will get their money. So that is just like some populist kind of thing to say they are not asking for money. They are taking the money. The situations are hard. And my main thing is about the something to cover the economy or whatever, and that demons are fighting the economy. Look, they concentrated on collapsing the position business. And those things are part of the economy. The economy stays in the market. So when you disrupt the market and collapse people's businesses, how will the economy move? and you come and bring 25 bits or whatever for the economy not working. I think the situations are hard in this country. Situations are very hard. So they should wake up.
All right, thank you very much, Ernest, for sharing your thoughts. Kwating is in the studio, man. Good morning, Kwating.
Hello.
Yes, Mr. Kwating, good morning.
Good morning, Auntie. Please, I am calling from Sojaman.
Great, yes, you're on air. So let's hear your thoughts on the back of the statement yesterday.
My main problem is we just want you to help us. We are under Hill Ghana, a model at the NAPCO. They paid all the model, the educate, civic, enterprise, and then we, the Hill Ghana, at the Ghana Health Service, they have not paid us for tomorrow. Then we are entering into the 6 months in which they have not paid us. When we call the regional, the municipal coordinators, they are not telling us the actual part. So we just want you to go through and then investigate and tell us the reason why they are making us study like that.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much, Kwating. Not a reaction to the budget, but a concern, and I hope that the authorities are watching and listening. Alhaji is in Sabulugu. Good morning, Alhaji.
Yeah, good morning, sister.
Yes, sir. You're good?
How are you?
Very well, thank you. So you listen to the finance minister. What have you got to say?
This country, I think Ghanaia's finance minister taking Ghanaia's to you. The present finance minister rate, everybody see, he's not talking about the fertilizer. We be the farmers in northern region. So how can we suffer for the fertilizer and finance minister going to read the media budget and he refused to talk about the fertilizer? Look at the fertilizer increase now. 200 Ghana cedis for one bag of fertilizer. So you should talk about that, but you shouldn't go and say that they have ready to build the cathedral and then they get it 100 cedis. What kind of life is that? What kind of life is that? You see, these people fail to tell their people to in this country. We all were facing these challenges. I know we don't have a majority and minority now because we all be 137. So how can we call Honorable Harmony also a side minority?
Okay, all right. Okay, so
Understand it.
Thank you very much, Alhaji, for sharing your thoughts. Let's talk to Fred. Fred is on Osino. That's my last phone call for now, and then I'll go over to Zoom. So good morning, Fred.
Good morning, madam.
Yes, sir. Thanks for joining us. Let's hear your thoughts.
Okay. My little submission on the media budget the finance minister delivered yesterday is to entreat Ghanaians to be patient because we are all aware of the situation the world is facing now. And like the finance minister indicated yesterday, if not for the COVID-19, what we call pandemic, I don't think the government would have gone on borrowing. So we need to be patient now as we go through the process to recover from the crisis that has hit not only Ghana but the world. Thank you very much. That is the letter I want to say.
Thank you very much, Fred, calling from Osino. Now let's do Zoom and kindly keep yourselves muted until I call you. So shall we start with Alhaji Suf? Alhaji Suf, good morning. Alhaji Suf, where are you?
Good morning, please. I'm in Upper West.
Okay, great. So after listening to the finance minister, share your thoughts with us. What was of interest to you? Oh, I think we may have lost him, right? Okay, so let's do Galaxy A02. Galaxy A02. Kindly unmute, tell me your name, where you're joining us from. I'm afraid I think the connection there is also not good. So let's do the techno. Is it the Camon 15? Yes, sir, I see you. Please unmute and mention your name. Let's go.
My name is Ibrahim. You are reaching me from Upper West.
Okay, all right, finally.
I think yesterday maybe a budget review. What the minister has come to tell us, there is nothing in there that is going to help Ghanaians. Looking at the quantum of money that they borrow from IMF and other international organizations, and what they can't do to help, especially the youth in this country, I don't think that they have anything good for us. You can't increase your own salary, the Article 71 office holders, 50-60%, while giving the mere worker 4%, which cannot help us. At the end of the day, you have come to tell us that we should all contribute towards building a national cathedral. The question I want to ask that how much salary do you increase these workers, and you demand them to contribute towards building a cathedral that will promise that you get money to build? I don't think that this current government have a vision that they want to use to help this country to grow.
All right,
and we must help them out of power.
That's your opinion. We thank you for sharing it. Let's see who else we can hear from. There's an Infinix X4, Infinix S4. Kindly unmute. You're also in a Batakari. And let's hear you. Please mention your name and where you are. Hello? Okay, I don't think that you're active. Frank Kujo, okay, you're now connecting with the audio, so we'll wait for that to happen. Is it Boss Paya Kofi? Okay, we'll come back to, where's Barman? Hello, good morning. If you can hear me, kindly unmute and talk to me. Okay, so we will work on the connection on Zoom in a bit. Let's go back to Zoom and hopefully we can get our conversation going straight up. So Lawson Wodoto, if you can hear me, please unmute, okay, and tell me, are you in a classroom? Alpha Lawson, unmute so that I can hear you. Unmute, because you're on mute right now. Aha, great. What kind of...
Mama, I'm in the classroom.
You're in a class. So what kind of notes are you making right now?
Currently, we are currently marking the children's class tests. Okay, so speaking to the finance minister's presentation yesterday in Parliament, you know, because I am a teacher, I am concerned more about what the government has for the educational sector. You know, for some time now, schools don't have textbooks, we don't have materials for teaching and stuff. I was thinking that the finance minister would have given us an update on the processes that they are undertaking to help provide books, especially the textbooks on a new curriculum for the schools. That is the only thing I can say that I wasn't too much happy about, because all the schools in Ghana, all the public schools in Ghana don't have textbooks. That is my major concern, because these are our future leaders, and we need to what? We need to take very good care of them, because we know that the rich people in the country, their children are in the private schools, and they are getting good and very, very good schools, and they are learning very well. But those of us teaching at the side too, and our children at the side too, we are not understanding anything in the classroom. And the finance minister, they need to work with the Ministry of Education and make sure that we are provided with textbooks, among others. Whether taxes are increased or not, whether they increase taxes or not, we in the class, we want textbooks to teach. We want materials to teach our future leaders. If not, the future of the country will be in the mud. So that is my only contribution this morning.
Great. Lawson, thank you for bringing this up. So in the meantime, how do you manage? What do you do?
Okay, so if you are about to teach, what you do is that you have to go over the internet. We have been given resource packs. You look at the topics, you prepare your own lesson, you go over the internet and pick some materials that you think will help the children. Because there's no defined material currently, so you have to do your research. So what Sophie may be teaching in history will be different from what I may be teaching. There may not be a big difference though, but what I decide what to give my children in a specific topic, and what Kofi also decide to give his children in a different school. It is different. So it's just like we're all teaching different schools in one curriculum. We are teaching different things in the same curriculum.
Okay, yes. and how do the children get the notes? Do they have to copy notes in the class in order to follow?
Yes, so because the materials are not there, the children need to write. Even the note writing, sometimes we engage them to write the notes as a way of learning how to write and how to do their presentations on paper, etc. So the notes they have to write, they normally write. But if the textbooks were to be available, like it would have limited the number of writing they could be doing, because the children, most of them are not that very fast in writing. So as they are writing, it delays a lot of time in the class. So if you are supposed to teach like 5 subjects in a day, you may end up teaching like 3. Because almost you need to write it on the board. If it's a passage, you need to write it on the board. Almost every other thing, you need to do it on the board. But if there were to be textbooks, like 1:1 or 2:1, they could have rallied around it and the lesson would have been.
Okay. Well, Lawson, thank you very much for sharing this with us, and it's really exciting to see that you're very passionate about your children, and so you're talking on behalf of the children. Thank you very much, Lawson, for connecting. Let's speak to Senior Adele. Is it Senior Adele? Good morning. Where are you connecting from? I think you are in a SNIT shirt, if I'm not mistaken. You've got the SNIT logo on your shirt. Please unmute, okay, so we can hear you. Okay, we can't hear you, so we'll come back to you. Let's go to Isaac. Okay, I'll go, Bere. No. Isn't Isaac? No. I'll go call Isaac. Kindly speak to me. Where are you connecting from? Okay, Isaac, can you hear me? And can you all please keep your system on mute? Can we mute them so that when I call them, they can unmute? Okay, I think we may have lost you there. Let's see, Manuel. Can you unmute Manuel if the connection is stable so we can hear you? Where are you connecting from?
I'm connecting from Makaswa.
Okay, great. Let's hear your thoughts.
Okay, all what I want to see in the budget yesterday is the jobs. Actually, we said of jobs. But I want to see whether it would as it seems. And I want to talk about the donation to the National Cathedral. I think it's not false. Whoever can be able to contribute should. And it should not be that they said we should contribute money, and what are they giving? It's not false. It's about contribution, it's about donation. If I have, I would. If I can't, it's not forced. So thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. So are you going to be donating?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
If I have in my capacity.
Okay, great.
I can do it.
All right. Thank you very much for connecting. Kwame Che, kindly unmute, okay, and talk to me. Where are you connecting from? Kwame Che, unmute.
Hello, Mama. Good morning.
Yes, good morning, Kwame. Where are you connecting from?
Please, I'm calling from Akimoda.
Okay, great. All right. So after listening to the finance minister, what are your thoughts?
I want to talk about the decrease in the dollar. How, like, you increasing the CD and the dollar, the way the CD and the dollar is going, it's not, it's very not good at all. Trust me.
Is it that the business that you do, you have to change dollars, or you have to buy dollars?
Yes, please. The dollar and the CD, the way the up and downs of the dollar is not good for my business at all. Very poor.
Okay, so I guess you wanted to
Right
hear...
now, as we talk...
Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
Right now, as we talk, the dollar is... For one CD is 6 CDs, something pesos, right?
It depends on where you're doing the exchange. Okay, but that's affecting your business. So you wanted to hear something that was going to push the city equally up? Okay.
Yes, please.
All right. Okay. So Kwame Che essentially talking about how the CD is performing badly against the U.S. dollar. That's what he uses in his business, so that's greatly affecting him. Let's speak to Isaac Asamoah. I think you've been on for a while. Kindly unmute. Isaac Asamoah, please unmute and talk to me. Where are you connecting from?
I'm talking from New Aberdeen in the Eastern region.
Okay, great. So what are your thoughts?
Okay, Mama, I think looking at the budget that the finance minister read yesterday, we need to be serious as a nation. And he outlined a lot of projects that we are going to embark on. But I'm thinking about the revenue that we are going to use, looking at this pandemic and the hardship that we are facing as citizens. They need to think about us first before even looking at other projects. And even looking at the tax compliance, that was one of their major campaign promises, that they are going to ensure a lot of the citizens who are not paying taxes are comply with it. But up to now, we don't have any percentage or any kind of increment to show, or any kind of slides to show that those people are in compliance in terms of tax. So we have to be serious. Thank you.
Okay, well, thank you very much. Shall we do a last one on Zoom? Okay. Okay, Galaxy A11. Let's hear you. Kindly unmute. Mention your name and where you're connecting from.
It's just connected.
Okay. Is that working? Okay, not quiet. So I guess we have to leave it here. Thank you all for connecting with us on this particular subject. This was just yesterday, so I guess the conversation will continue. You can log on to our Facebook, our social media platforms, the Joy News social media platforms, and let your voices be heard. We thought we had heard from all the experts. We wanted to hear from you. So we really appreciate that you opened up to share your thoughts on the back of that presentation. Thank you all. Please have a good weekend. Thank you for connecting.